Welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. This is Brandon Ford.
And this is the burning sensation you feel after a one-night stand. Tony the Tiger, the thunder from down under.
And this is a special YouTube exclusive. We are not doing a commentary for this particular episode. We are reviewing Ty West's X because my commentary that I did for Teeth with Austin got blocked. I can only assume due to content. But so that episode will not be available on the Blind Rage Podcast YouTube channel. However, if you want to check it out, you can go to any of the podcasting platforms and find it there. But for those of you who are not into checking out podcasts on the applications, I wanted to do something. So yeah, this is going to be a special mini episode, and I plan on doing more of these because already I can see that YouTube has blocked some of our other episodes.
So this is your consolation prize. Is that what you're saying?
No, this is a treat.
Yes.
Before we do that, before we get started, I'm just going to get the plugs quickly out of the way. I'd like to encourage everybody to please check out my books on Amazon.com by typing in Brandon Ford. You can find them in hardcover, Kindle, and paperback editions. I also have several titles available in audiobook format, which you can find on Audible.com by typing in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. I'm also on both Twitter and Letterboxd at writer Brandon Ford. You can follow Tony on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear on Letterboxd. Please don't forget to check out the official Blind Rage Podcast Facebook page. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. And please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, and leave us some comments. All right. X.
So it wasn't called 10.
Do we begin? No, it was not. Neither was Kylie Minogue's album, apparently.
Would you like?
Kidding.
Although that was the 10th album.
I know.
Would you like me to do the? Would you like me to do the quick Wikipedia plot?
I was being facetious. The Wikipedia.
Okay, so I'll just say. The film's plot follows a cast and crew who gather to make a pornographic film on an elderly couple's rural Texas property, but find themselves threatened by a killer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
And
plot.
we have Ty West, writer, producer, director, co-editor, who is known for The House of the Devil and Sacrament and The Innkeepers and Cabin Fever 2. And who are our stars, Tony?
So, this actress, it reminds me of when a ladyboy does Wears All Black, Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, the New Zealander Martin Henderson, Brittany Snow.
Who did he play?
He played Wayne. He played the older,
The older guy.
the executive producer. Did I say Owen Campbell?
No. And he
Stephen
played Jax.
RJ. He played RJ.
Yeah.
Stephen Uri, who was an Aussie man who was in Deathgasm. And Scott.
Who was he?
Who was the old, the Pearl's husband. And Scott.
So he
Mescudi.
wasn't really an old man either?
I think he's older, but not
Oh.
old. I don't think he's like as old as his
Grandpa.
character. Yeah. Because he does mainly like his other film credits are like Lord of the Rings and stuff where he's in heavy costume. And also
do like
James Galen
Deathgasm.
as the sheriff.
Have you seen Deathgasm yet?
I haven't, but I have it accessible to me, so I need to give that a watch.
You should. It's fun. It's super fun. Okay. But you know what's not fun? This fucking movie. I know it's a hot take, but I really did not like it at
Okay.
all. Um, so, what I'll start with is I've been hearing so many reviews from people saying that, like, oh my god, this is such an amazing throwback to the grindhouse era of horror, and fucking it's not really a movie, it's an experience. Very, very original, very unique. And I disagree with all of that. I thought, well, first of all, when I first watched it, I was like, all right, I don't understand why everybody's going crazy over. I thought it was a fairly generic slasher movie. And then the more I thought about it, the less I liked it. And then when I revisited it today, I really didn't like it at all.
What didn't you like about
So,
it?
well, first of all, it's an hour into the fucking movie before it takes a horror turn. An hour. It's very much a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
We did not need all of these scenes of the porno movie. We did not need fucking Landslide in its entirety, for the most part. And how many fucking scenes are there where one character is searching for another character? There's like at least 6 where somebody's looking. RJ? Lorraine? Where did fucking Wayne go? Where's Pearl? Where's Jackson? Okay, that annoyed me. And I thought calling the African American character Jackson was a little racist. Also, I didn't like the way Brittany Snow's character was killed
Oh, okay.
because it seemed very much like an afterthought. Because they have I should have said they're spoilers. Fuck. Put it
Well,
in the.
at
I'll
this
put
point,
it
there's
in
a
the.
spoiler.
I'll put it in the description. Yeah. So when she breaks out of the fucking or gets broken out of the basement by
That's not
what's her
Brittany.
name?
That's not Brittany Snow.
Yeah, it was. She
No,
played Lorraine.
no, that was Jenna Ortega.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Lorraine, I didn't like the way Lorraine was killed because they have that ridiculous argument. This is all your fault. Da, 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 da. And then she runs out the door and gets shot.
Yeah. Oh well.
And they did one of my biggest fucking pet peeves in any movie, not just horror movie, but it's I'm holding a gun at you. I'm going to kill you. Click. No bullets. And I didn't think the twist was all that remarkable.
The twist being Maxine was the girl,
That she was the daughter of the
the preacher man.
televangelist.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's sort of like
one thing.
wasn't so much a twist, but just something left wing to not left wing, but like out of nowhere to sort of leave you with, and it sort of didn't need to be in there. Like it would have been just as fine a movie without that.
And there has also been a lot of in people reviewing that claiming that there's more depth to this movie than there are with a lot of slasher movies. More subtext, and I don't agree with that.
Okay.
It's about an old fucking horny ass woman who is not too happy that there's a bunch of young, attractive people having sex on her property. So she goes a little crazy because she didn't get enough dick in her 20s. I don't know. But just because we have an old woman lamenting her youth and wanting to have sex with her husband, this is more. This is deeper than other slasher movies. No, I don't think so. And I didn't like that it was too much of a Toby Hooper fucking dick licking with the similarities to Chainsaw and Eaten Alive. You go.
Okay, well, I was someone who actually I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I didn't actually think that the relation to Texas Chainsaw Massacre was as bold
Prominent.
as prominent. I found connections to Psycho and The Shining more than Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And
Oh
with some
God! Why?
references.
Because she cut through the door with a hatchet that you got Shining flashback.
Not just that, but I also found Pearl reminded me very much of the lady in the bathtub
The
in
bathtub,
237. Yeah.
Okay, no. I didn't
Not
get
just
that at all.
visually, but not just visually, but also looking at the film in a thesis kind of way. I was seeing it as a mix of there's people who want something versus people who condemn that same something, and in regards to the Pearl character.
Answer your question.
Oh my God.
According to Wikipedia, a human is a member of the species Homo
Alexa,
sapiens.
stop. Sorry, I was getting some help there.
Alexa had opinions too.
I know. Yeah, in regards to the Pearl character, she was condemning them for their sexuality, but then also wanting to sleep with them at the same time. And
Well, she was condemning them for for being sexual because
Yeah.
she couldn't.
yeah, so she was a bit of a nymphomania with dementia. I also got a bit of the loved ones in this movie as well, but more just a few inklings. The one being the victim in the basement, and also the car reverse over her head at the very end. The psycho was in reference to the mother in the window looking out, and also the car in the lake gave me a bit of psycho feel. No, but in saying that, I less got feeling from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Simply, just because it was set in Texas, I don't think that necessarily means that it's a Toby Hooper.
Well, there's also the big farmhouse.
Yeah, but all things are. There is nothing new under the sun. My one worry going into it was that with a lot of horror, that is of this type of style, there is a reason a group goes on a trip somewhere, and then oftentimes that reason is just left at the wayside once the storyline kicks in. So I actually didn't mind the fact that the porn element was looked into more, and that the violence started a bit later.
I thought they were too much with the making the movie.
I mean, I think it did risk becoming two separate movies, but I did like there was that one point where Maxine goes into the farmhouse with Pearl, and they sort of have that lemonade, and it was sort of mirrored in the porn,
Well, as far as, and it's the porno, not in the porn. one thing that I didn't like about the movie that they were making is there was one guy in it. What kind of bullshit is that?
But yeah, I did sort of think that too, but I wasn't sure what the porno was like in the 70s.
Well, in porno in the 70s,
It was usually one
they
woman.
had no, they had more than one actor or performer, I should say, male performer in them. It wasn't just one guy who fucks all the girls. I mean, I get it. This was like a rinky-dink independent operation. They could only get one guy, but still, I mean, why didn't fucking Wayne insert himself? So
Well,
to
he
speak?
could have. He could have played the farmer, but the one guy they had was one hell of a guy.
Yeah, you like that?
Though, not that... I didn't actually believe that was his penis, but...
Probably not. And this, speaking of that character, though, his death annoyed me too because they had him fucking roaming around the property looking for Pearl, and then when he comes up and says he can't find her, the guy just shoots him. Like,
Yeah,
why
he
didn't you
coulda-
just shoot him
Yeah,
fucking
he could have
5
shot him
minutes
straight
ago?
away. Because you knew that the Howard character was bad because he locked up Lorraine,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
I feel that my one complaint was that I didn't so much like the nymphomaniac element to it. I kind of wanted it... when it was first starting, I felt that the motive was sadder by way of like I thought it was going to be far more dementia related, but then they turned out to be more sexually violent than what it originally looked like. I think I would have preferred that where it was that the old age had brought out this violence in them as opposed to... It just seemed... I can do without the prequel.
Oh yeah, I couldn't give a shit. And I mean, this was something that they did too. I mean,
Yeah.
they talk about, you know, previous people
The
who had
bodies in the
come
lake,
to,
yeah.
yeah, and people who had come to rent the boarding house. So, what is their whole motive? You know, just to, you know, lure people who like having sex to kill them.
I mean, wouldn't it just be easier to hire an escort for the wife?
Or a fucking dildo. I mean,
Or he could learn how to lick her out. I mean, really, that doesn't take, you know, a lot of blood flow.
do you speak from personal experience?
Yeah, but in saying that, you know, she did like the girls.
I don't know. I don't know if that was necessarily sexual. I think that was more envy.
Yep, yep.
I think that was more, this is what I wish, this is what I want to look like again, this is who I want to be again. I wish I was still at this point in my life. I'm so jealous of you for being young and beautiful and attractive.
But then
and
why
getting
kill
to
all
have
the
sex.
guys? You know,
Because they wouldn't
she-
fuck her.
No, but they could have
If
kept them
RJ
alive,
was
you know?
gonna, if RJ was gonna fuck her, she wouldn't have stabbed him in the fucking neck.
No, but they never gave Wayne a chance because, like, she stabbed him in the eyes, just... And then, you know...
I don't think she wanted Wayne because Wayne was older.
What about RJ? What about, Jackson Hole?
Well, she didn't kill him. Henry did.
Yeah, I guess he was jealous of...
Yeah, he was jealous of, you know, Jackson's.
Yeah, appendage. Even though they managed to have a good shag.
Did you just say shag? Are you English now?
What are you, German now? But like, yeah, I enjoyed it, and I feel that it's a movie that I hope the writer put in effort to make meaning to it. Like, even the fact that Pearl dies, but she tries shooting Maxine and ends up getting flung out the door by the the kickback,
The recoil.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Whether that had some meaning to it, it's a review that I skimmed over some of the reviews, and it was sort of looking at how it's sort of a commentary on the old versus the new, and just sort of if there was an acceptance, then everyone would have been fine.
well, that's the thing with Ty West. I don't think he should edit his own movies.
Why is that?
Because I've seen a lot of his movies, and he likes to pad things out. I think he believes he's making pot boilers, but it doesn't come across that way because there's just too much padding where nothing fucking happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the main reasons people don't like House of the Devil, is because there's so much where nothing fucking happens. And like I said, with this being a horror movie, we don't even get a horror element until an hour into the movie.
Yeah. I did think it was going to be a slow burn, and I think that as soon as the opening sequence is a like a flash forward type of thing, if it needs to show a dead body to show this is going to happen, then I realize that it's going to take a while before we get to that. Like, because if if it didn't have that, then you'd go into it like it wouldn't be a horror till you say to the hour mark. But opening it like that makes you realize this will be a horror.
I don't know. I just found myself getting so fucking frustrated, and I was very happy when it was over.
Okay.
And plus, none of the characters, I mean, for a movie that's an hour and 46 minutes, you really didn't know the characters, really. I mean, the only thing that you really knew about, the only character you knew about was Maxine, vaguely.
Yeah.
And Pearl was just a horny old lady who wanted to be young again. And the rest were the other female members of the cast just wanted to be famous. And the guys just wanted to be famous. So that was really it.
Well,
they weren't really three-dimensional.
But going back to what I was saying about the want versus condemnation motif that I'm going to plug away. So there was Lorraine's boyfriend, was it RJ? The cameraman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that scene where, he was suggesting that it's all fine and good because it's all behind the camera and you can have sex with who you want and it's not the same as loving someone. Yeah, and then when she says, "Oh, then I want to do it," he's like, "No, that's not going to happen at all." It's the case of saying something until it gets to that point where it's actually you who's affected.
So, what, you thought that gave him depth?
No, I think it just gave the movie. It had a point, I think, that it was trying to make. That I don't think it was just. I don't think it's made its choices just to extend the movie out. I think there was an effort.
an Ari Aster movie it was not.
But I don't think it was a bad movie. I would give it 4 out of 5.
I was gonna that was gonna be the ending of this. I was gonna say let's rate it, but now you
Okay.
fucked it up.
Well, sorry.
And 4 out of 5 is pretty fucking generous.
Well, was there anything more that you wanted to say?
No, not really. But I'm teetering on either 1.5 or 2. I'm gonna go 1.5.
I think that would be good for you. Because you sounded like you really disliked it. So
I really didn't. No, I really didn't like it at all.
But do you think that was because of your expectation?
No,
Yeah.
honestly not. I mean, I did think that I was going to enjoy it, but I didn't think that because I like his other movies. But even though I think they need a little bit of trimming, but of his movies that I saw, with the exception of his earlier movies like The Roost and The Trigger Man, which were done very early in his career when he really hadn't cut his teeth.
Yeah.
I think it was the worst
Okay.
yeah, I've seen all of them. I've seen Cabin Fever 2 and House of the Devil and The Innkeepers and Sacrament. Was there something after Sacrament? Didn't he make a Western? I think he made a Western.
Oh, maybe. I think so, yes.
That one I didn't see, nor do I give a shit. Yeah, I like House of the Devil the best. And I thought that this was the weakest. The weakest.
All right.
All right. So 1.5 from me, 4
A
from
4 from
Tony.
me. Tell us what you think in the comments.
Yes, leave them. Yeah, if you like the movie, if you agree, if you disagree, if you have some thoughts you'd like to share, thoughts of your own, we would like to read them. And let us know what you think of this format. Do you think it works? Because this is the first time we've done an episode like this. And so let us know.
And if you have any ideas for movies you'd like us to review, leave a comment.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right, my darling.
this has been the YouTube exclusive #1. Hopefully there will be more to come. So, yeah. Thanks to Tony for joining me. And thanks to everybody for listening. And until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.